Hi everyone, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. I'm Diksha Kaushal, your chemistry master teacher. So everybody, let me know in the chat box if I'm clearly visible and audible to all of you. So all the students who are right now preparing for NEET 2027, this is going to be a very important session for your starters, right? So whenever you go outside, right, you go for a lunch or be dinner, we all know we order starters, right? I love starters, right? So, in that, what are these starters? Appetizers, right? To prepare yourself for the main menu, right? So, the main menu we have, but for that, the foundation, the base has to be very strong, right? So, this lecture is absolutely not at all boring. You will totally enjoy it, right? You are going to love it because I'm going to teach you in a very interesting way with the help of animations and all. I'm going to teach you so that the jump that you're facing, right, from class 10th to class 11th, right, that is a big jump, right? So to make that thing very smooth for you, we are here for you. So let me just introduce myself. I am Diksha Kaushal, your chemistry master teacher, and you can see I am BSc MSc chemistry, beard, and I have 8+ years of experience, and I am like I'm a teacher of physical, inorganic, and organic. And if you know chemistry, it is divided into three major things, that is physical, inorganic, inorganic. I'll tell you all of that in detail. But before that, let me just see the chat box here. Yes, gaming, captain, NEET aspirants, Sanju, hi everybody. Hello. Very good evening. Very good evening. Let me just refresh this so that I can get your chats also. So students, first is talking about chemistry. Okay, tell me, why you want to be a doctor? Anybody, what's your reason? I want to know that in the chat box. Why? What is that inspiration? Why you have dream of becoming a doctor? What is that that is igniting within you? Is it your dream? You want to help others? Right? What is the reason why you want to be a doctor? I want to see that in the chat box, the reason for this thing, the reason for this thing. Yes, everybody, I want to see that. I want to see that reason. Why? Because it's very easy to dream, but it's very difficult to work for that dream. And why you're working for that dream, I'll tell you, right? You might have your own reasons, right? But this thing, students, stethoscope is the only thing, is the only jewelry that you cannot purchase from money, nothing, right? You can purchase that, right, from hard work, from dedication, right? You can maybe with donation, you can purchase it for one time, but to be a good doctor, you have to clear NEET, right? It's not like with money only, you have to do a lot of hard work to have this stethoscope, right? To have this stethoscope in your neck, right? To treat the patients, right? So that is a work of God that you will be doing. For that, you really need to prepare yourself for that. And this is going to be the first step towards that. This is the first step towards the journey of your doctor. What is your name, right? Write down doctor in front of your name. Let me see. To serve the people, and I saw doctors in respectable. And my dream to from 9th grade. Very good, captain. Can you just write down in front of your name? Write down doctor. I want to see that. Those students, you might be from 2000, like you might be in class 12 right now. Basically, this session is for 2027 students, right? But if you want to revise something, totally welcome here. And I want to say doctor in front of your name. Yes, students? Everybody. Just spam this. Very good. Dr. Aishwarya, I want to help the poor people who are not affordable of high cost, and it's also my father's wish. Very good. Vedantu Offline Center. Hello, Sameer. I want to add doctor title to my name. Then add it, Candy. Then add it. Very good. Dr. Sameer. Dr. Sapri. Dr. Aishwarya. How awesome, right? How awesome it is to feel that doctor tag, right? It's not easy to earn it, guys, right? So we are here with you, right, in earning that tag, and we are going to start our journey, right? So starting off with chemistry here, let me see. Dr. Sindhu, very good. Dr. Sapri, Dr. Samal, very good, very good, very good. Okay. So we have three subjects, physics, chemistry, and bio, that we need to have hold on, right? I am your chemistry teacher, so I'm going to guide you for chemistry in detail. So if you talk about chemistry, this is divided into three parts: physical, organic, and inorganic, right? So in physical chemistry, if you talk, ma'am, what is physical chemistry? In physical chemistry, our focus is entirely going to be on concept plus numericals, right? Your numerical, your calculation, and this is where students usually stuck, right? So concept plus your numerical, your calculation power has to be very strong, right? It is mostly formula based, but your concept also has to be strong. But because how to apply the formula, for that the concept clarity should be there. For inorganic chemistry, it is mostly NCRT based, right? It is mostly NCRT based. We talk about atoms in the periodic table. We talk about bondings, how bonds takes place, all these things, right? And in our organic chemistry, if you remember in your 10th class, you have a chapter called carbon and its compounds, right? So this is directly related to, this is the expansion of that chapter, right? So this is majorly dealing with carbon and its compounds, hydrocarbons, its compounds with other atoms, right? How different compounds are formed that we use in our daily life, right? So we will study about that. And if I ask you that, if you ask me, ma'am, what is the most difficult chemistry here? See, all are easy. And the best part about, it's like, ma'am, why are you praising yourself? So, right, the best part is that, when students study from different teachers, what happens is that some teacher thinks that of inorganic chemistry, because inorganic chemistry and organic are related to each other, right? They are like entirely related to each other. And physical chemistry also somewhat, it is related to basic idea of the chemistry. That is why, because all these things are interrelated to each other, to have a teacher who can teach you all of them, that would be great for you, right? Okay, so I'll teach you physical, inorganic, organic, all of them. This is the syllabus of physical chemistry, of inorganic chemistry, of organic chemistry, that I'll provide you the PDF. You can go through that in detail. And if you want me to make a video for NEET 2027 aspirants in detail, telling you about organic, inorganic, and physical chemistry, like what chapters are there, right, and how to start with your 11th class journey, I'll make a roadmap for you, right? If you want that, I'll definitely make that for you. Now, let us talk about basic things, okay? Basic things that you should know before starting your class 11, right? So first is atoms, right? You must have studied about atoms and molecules in class 9th, right? If you remember, you have a very GO says general organic chemistry, that is a part of organic chemistry. Right now, relax, we'll talk about it, right? Now, you have atoms, right? So firstly, what is an atom, right? This is an atom. Ma'am, this much big is an atom? No, right? It's just a representation of an atom. In reality, if you talk about this tiny dot here, even this tiny dot has millions, trillions of atoms. That means everything in this universe, right, is made up of atoms, right? Like we talk about matter. Matter is something that occupies space, right? Even this air, right? Air is occupying this space. Even this air is matter. Now, every matter is made up of very tiny particles that we cannot see, right? These are atoms. I am made up of atoms. It's like you can say an atom is teaching atoms about atoms, isn't it? A collection of atoms is teaching a collection of atoms about atoms on a board that is made up of atoms, isn't it? Yes, right? So everything in this universe is made up of atoms, right? So that's why if you want to know the foundation, that is atoms. Now, atoms are made up of which thing, ma'am? Now, if you talk about in reality, atoms are made up of like quarks, antiquarks, there is a lot of things. right? I don't know if you're interested in YouTube, aisa you search on YouTube and get to know about these things. You will find a lot of things about atoms. There are other subatomic particles also, right? But we are not going to focus on that because in your syllabus we have up to electron, protons, and neutrons. So we are only going to talk about these three things, right? So an atom is made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. These are the three subatomic particles of atoms, right? So, ma'am, how they are arranged, right? So basically, you have a nucleus, right? Inside that nucleus, you have neutrons and protons that are there, right? You have a room. You just have in that room you have neutrons plus protons, right? And in the circular orbits, electrons are revolving around it. Electrons are revolving around it, right? Now it's just like you have one couple and you go out movie. It's your best friend, right? Okay, you are going out with them, right? They have their own respective partner, and you are like, okay, I'll also go and watch the movie with you. Now you're sitting there, right? So you're feeling like electron, right? So neutron and proton are. Wait a minute. Students, yes. Okay. Okay, so that is clear. Now, ma'am, that proton and neutron, ma'am, what is the charges on them? What is exactly it is like, ma'am? What is positive? What is negative? So electron, you know that electron, if someone is like that stupid who is going out with a couple, right? They are negative, no. So why you have to go out with a couple, right? So it's like that's why he's feeling very negative, very sad, right? So nucleus, in the nucleus you have protons and neutrons. They are very happy. Proton is positive and neutron has no charge. Neutron has no charge. That is why the nucleus that is entirely positive and electrons are revolving around them, that is negative, right? Okay. Now, if you talk about the charge here, the masses here, I'm just showing you this here. For this class, you don't have to cram this. We will study about this. I'm just telling you that this is positive, negative. Okay, just try to understand as much as possible. Right? You don't need to learn this, ma'am. These values I don't want to learn. I know you have learned this already in 9th class, right? If you want to brush your concepts, you can, but you don't need to remember this, right? Okay, like for when we will start entirely structure of atom, then I can then we will remember this. We will try to understand why this is the charge, why this is the mass. All of that we will study in structure of the atom. Okay, so this is electron, right? Electron has negative charge, right? I don't know if you're able to see this. I think you're not able to see this. This has negative charge. Proton has positive charge. Neutron has zero charge, right? And these are the respective masses, right? This is 9.5 into 10 to the power minus 31, 1.6, and this. For this, what you should remember at this point is that mass of neutron and mass of proton are approximately similar, same, but the mass of electron is very less. Mass of electron is less as compared to, because as you can see, mass of electron is 10 raised to power minus 31. This is 10 raised to power minus 27. This will be 0.27 times 0. This will be 0.31 times 0. So definitely this is smaller. And that is why when we talk about the mass of the atom, we don't calculate the mass of the electron. We only calculate the mass of the proton and neutron that are there inside the nucleus. Okay. So whenever we are calculating the mass of the atom, that is the mass number, that is number of neutron plus proton, because electron is very small. It has a very small mass as compared to neutrons and protons, right? And what is the atomic number? Can you tell me about the atomic number? Atomic number is the protons here. How many protons you have? That is the atomic number. That forms the atomic number. Understood? And if you talk about a neutral atom, chalo, that we will talk about later on. Right? Okay. Now, let's talk about the representation. Okay, let's talk about the representation. Before representation, I think this I should tell you that if you talk about a neutral atom, always remember, in a neutral atom, see, when you talk about an ion, right? Ion means you take out the electron because electrons are revolving around them. You can take out the electron, right? But you can't take out this proton and neutron. Right? They are couple, right? You can't they are like lovebirds that they will never break up, right? So you can't take out proton from the nucleus, but you can take out electron. You can give the electron. When you take out the electron and give the electron, the number of electrons will change, right? So remember this thing, the number of protons will be equals to number of electrons. I'm not talking about neutrons. Neutrons I'm not talking about. I'm only talking about protons and electrons. Protons and electrons are same, right? In a neutral species. Okay, if you are not adding any further electron, you're not taking any further electrons. So in a neutral atom, number of protons and electrons are same, right? Is that clear to everybody? Right? So now let us see the representation. Tell me, what is the representation? Right? What is the representation? Yes, everybody. This is X. Ma'am, is it my X? No. This is element X. Right? Any element, I am representing it by X. Okay? This is the same representation you will see in your NCERT as well. This is AXZ. AXZ. What is A? What is A? A is the mass number. A is the mass number, right? Z is the atomic number. Z is the atomic number. And as I told you, mass number is neutron plus proton. Atomic number is, okay, let me know in the chat box, what is proton? What is the atomic number? Atomic number is proton. And in a neutral atom, when you're not adding any extra electron, you're not taking away any electron, the electrons and protons are going to be same in that case. Okay? So that is the representation of an atom that you have studied in class 9th and 10th. You have studied this thing. That's why I'm revising those, brushing those concepts for you. This is A, this is Z atomic number, this is. Now, if you have to calculate the neutrons, can I say A minus Z, that is N plus P minus P, it will give you neutrons. So can I just write it here? If you want to calculate the number of neutrons, that will be A minus Z. Is that clear to everybody here? It's for a neutral atom. Very good. So let's do some questions here, right? Let's try to solve this. What they are asking you, let's see who will answer me this thing. Let's see who will answer me this thing. So what you have here is, you have how many protons and neutrons are present in the following nuclei. After this, we are going to see some really interesting animation based on the atoms. But before that, you have to tell me this. Everybody, before that, tell me this. Let us see who will answer me this. First thing is, you have carbon, this is 6, this is 12. That means mass number is 12, atomic number is 6, right? We know that A minus mass number is what? Neutron plus proton. And protons are atomic number, that is 6. A minus Z is the neutrons. A minus Z is the neutrons. That will come out to be 12 minus 6, that is 6. So number of proton is 6, number of neutron is 6 in case of carbon 12 atom, right? Okay. Next is iron. Let's see who will tell me the number of. Very good, Kishore. Very good, very good, very good. Ishwarya, very good. Okay. Now, next thing, let us see that how many protons and neutrons, right, are there in iron. Now, let us see this, okay. So, this is A. Let us see this. This is Fe56, 26. Lalan Shah is asking me, ma'am, which shampoo do you use for your hair? I'll go if you tell me, I promise. But the same shampoo I use that you will have to use if you focus on my hairs more rather than focusing on the board, right? So focus. Okay. Now, this is if you see, this is A is 56, right? Z is 26. A minus Z is going to be 56 minus 26. That is 30. So number of neutrons is going to be 30. Number of protons is 26. Number of, that is the mass number, that is 56. Okay, very good. So you have proton is 26, right? And here you have, very good, very good. What is the number of neutrons? Very good, 30 neutrons. Very good, excellent. Now let us start. Let us play that game. Okay, so that is simulations. Okay, so it's a very nice, like a very nice site where you can actually understand the concept more clearly, right? So I totally love it. We don't need atom and symbol. You can go through this as well. I like this game, right? I know the students love to play these kind of games, right? So let us play that, right? Choose your game. What game you want to choose? I'll choose this game. Okay, right? Okay, let's play this. Now they are asking you proton 9, neutrons 10 and electrons 10. This is the periodic table. You have to choose from the periodic table what we are talking about, right? So from the periodic table you have to choose. For this, you also have to study periodic table. Okay? Chalo, no worries. So I'll tell you 2-3 things here because easy ones they are asking you that we can do here. Right? Protons are 9. That means the atomic number has to be 9. So atomic number 9 that you will see from the periodic table, that is chapter 3 of class 11, right? That is periodic table and classification of elements, right? So this table you will learn from that chapter. If you don't remember that table right now, it's totally fine. You will study that in detail, right? Let's not just play this game, right? Atomic number will increase in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? That's how atomic number is going to increase. Let's play. 9 you need to have. They have given the answer on. They are like, okay, I am teaching, but they don't know, no, I am teaching. Right? This is is it a neutral atom? It is a neutral atom. Check. Oh, they're talking about that I didn't see. Oh. Try again. Now, I want some other. Start over. Chalo. I want some new. Start over. Here we were na element. Which one we were talking about? This game we were reading. Chalo. So here they have given you 10 protons, 10 neutrons, 12 neutrons, electrons are also 10. First thing is you have to check for 10 protons. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Neon is having the 10 atomic number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Neon is 10. That is under the category of noble gases. Now, is it a neutral atom? For neutral, proton and electrons are same. That's why it is going to be a neutral atom. Right? Okay. Now, next one. Let's play. Next one. Right? Next is they have given you a like structure here. Right? Can you see that these are this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. In nucleus, you have 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Right? And here you have 2 electrons. So 2 protons means hydrogen, helium. Hydrogen, helium. They are talking about helium. Right? Helium they are talking about. And now because number of protons and electrons are same, that means it is a neutral atom. Now let's get more emojis. Okay, let's play again. Right? Very good. Periodic table, please, ma'am. Don't worry, I'll make that. Don't worry, you'll learn everything, right? Right now, just enjoy, okay? Just enjoy because, right, it's more of fun, right? So let's do this. This is having 1 electron, no electron. There is no electron. 1 proton and 1 neutron. Neutron, we don't have to see. Proton is 1. That means they're talking about hydrogen, right? Now, proton is 1. Electron is 0. That means you have taken out, there was some electron, you have taken out some electron. So that means it is a ion, right? Okay. Chalo, last one, let us see who will do. Okay, last one, let us see who will do. Right? Who will answer this? Who will answer this? I'll see that in the chat box. Okay, I'll see that in the chat box. Let us see who will answer that. Bacha, if you don't remember the periodic table, no worries on that. Right? Our score is 6. Right? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's how it goes. Okay, in the periodic table, that's how it goes. Right? Okay, so let's see that. Find the element protons are 5, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. It should be like this. You don't have to see the periodic table. If you know the periodic table, you should not see that, right? Because I know the periodic table, that's why I'm not seeing that. If you are in like in class 12th right now, do it without seeing the periodic table, right? If you have just landed class 11, you have the option to see the periodic table. So hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. So it is boron. Is it a neutral? Proton and electrons are same. Is it a neutral atom? Is it a neutral atom? Yes, it is a neutral atom. Very good. That is done. Okay, right? Do you want one more? Do you want one more or not? Shall we proceed further? Right? Let's see what other things you have here. Right? Okay, let's see. Right here, this is with the symbol. This is atoms. This is with the symbol. Right? Symbol we can ignore also for the timing. We can ignore also. This we can see what is this mass number. Right? Okay, let's play this. What is the mass number? What was mass number, everybody? What was mass number? Mass number was protons plus neutrons. So 10 plus 11, 21. So that will be 21. So I have to put here 21, right? 21. Check. Yes, we got it right. Okay, once more, once more. Are you enjoying this? Okay, next one. What is the mass number here? Everybody, what is the mass number here? Let us see who will answer me. Everybody, what is the mass number here? Let us see who will answer this. Who will answer this? I'm not going to give you any hint here, right? Let us see you get a smiley emoji or a sad emoji. Let's see that. Okay, let's see that. So here you have 2 protons, 2 electrons, right? 2 neutrons. We have to add protons and neutrons. So protons are 2, neutrons are also 2. So in the nucleus, what you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that will be 4. And check this, and you got it right. Okay? Yes. Shall I think that's it. Okay, is that not clear? Is that not clear? Let me just reduce the brightness here. Right? I hope so now it will be clear. Right? Okay. Now, I think, what is this atom game? Okay, what is this atom game? I think that was, game is more interesting to me. Let's see this. What is the total charge? What is the total charge, everybody? Because here protons and electrons are same, so there is 0 charge. Check. That is true, right? Next one. What is the total charge here? Okay, that's the last thing we are doing. What is the total charge here? Everybody, what is the total charge here? Right? What is the total charge here? Very good. Total charge is, you have 2 electrons, you have 1 proton. This is actually an atom of hydrogen where you have 1 proton and you are adding 1 electron. So total charge will be -1, right? So because you have added 1 electron, so whenever you add the electron, you gain the electron, you get a negative charge. When you lose the electron, you get a positive charge. So here they have added 1 electron because proton you can't alter. I told you that proton you can't take out or add, but electron you can take out or add. So it means proton was 1 only, electron will also 1 only. You have added 1 electron, that's how it became -1. So that is -1. Okay? Yes, everybody? Yes? Clear? Now I hope so this thing, right, that we have studied like this, with that game, that will be more, like, that will fit in your head more, right? Okay? Now, next is, what are molecules? Ma'am, what are molecules? So molecule, like I am drinking water, right? Water is H2O. So when I talk about an atom, talking about this one thing, okay? So when I talk about an atom, I'll just show you this, right? When I'm talking about an atom, I'm talking about just one atom here, like hydrogen, oxygen, just one atom. So when I talk about molecule, so they are linked with some chemical bond with each other. Then they form a molecule. That is called a molecule. So that is a group of atoms bonded together representing the smallest fundamental unit of a chemical compound that can take part in a reaction that is called a molecule. That is when you have more than one atom that is bonded with a chemical bond that is called a molecule. Okay. So everybody, now what is number of atoms? What is atomicity? For example, I have H2. I have O2. Phosphorus exists as P4, sulfur exists as S8, right? That you will study in further classes, right? In 11th, you will study about this. Now, how many atoms are combining together? 2 atoms. So, atomicity is 2. 2 atoms, 4 atoms, 8 atoms. So, that is the atomicity. How many atoms are combining together? For example, CO2 has atomicity 3, right? 1 carbon plus 2 oxygen there are. Okay, so that's how you will tell about the atomicity. Is it monatomic, diatomic? For example, CO2, SO2, these are triatomic. Their atomicity is 3. So number of atoms that are combining with a chemical bond to make a molecule, that is called the atomicity of that compound. Okay? Yes, everybody. So if you want to study about molecules also, right? So you can see this here. I'll just show you any game we will play, right? That is more interesting. So now, what molecule you want me to make? What molecule? Let's talk about water, right? So water will need 1 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, right? Bonded together, and 1 more H2 it is, right? So it is water, right? You can see the 3D structure. This is the 3D structure of water. You have oxygen here, right? This is oxygen. These are the 2 atoms of hydrogens that are linked here, right? So you will study about the molecules in which chapter? Chemical bonding, right? How molecules, how atoms combine together to form molecules. You will study different theories based on this. Right now you are just like, ma'am, how this structure it has? Ma'am, why it does not have this kind of structure? Okay, this is the structure of water, right? That is having a bent V structure. Now, ma'am, I can't see that, so don't worry. Your ma'am has everything that is required for a future doctor, right? So basically, this is nothing but we are talking about this thing, isn't it? Can you see this? Right? Can you see this? Right? This is oxygen. This is 2 hydrogens. I'm assuming that white are hydrogens and this is oxygen. So this kind of, isn't it like V? Isn't it V? Right? So this is what you will study in chemical bonding, right? You will get to know that how it has this bent V shape, why it has this kind of shape. You will get to know about this in chemical bonding, right? Now, if you ask me any other atom, let's talk about CO2, okay? Because CO2, oxygen, and this is also oxygen, right? Now, you will see, ma'am, this is also one, like 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. This is also, ma'am, 2 oxygen and 1 carbon. So, ma'am, structure should be like this only. Ma'am, structure should be like this only, isn't it? Structure should be like this only. But in reality, the structure of carbon dioxide is like this. Can you see? This is a linear structure. I'll just stop it there only, right? Yes, this is a linear structure. Can you see? This is a linear structure. This is a linear. This is carbon and 2 oxygen in one plane only. This is linear structure. But ma'am, why all these things you will study in chemical bonding and you're totally going to love it, right? This is really interesting. Let's talk about any other atom you want me to cover. Let's talk about 2 chlorines we have, right? So Cl2, right? So that is molecule chlorine that is having this kind of structure, right? So with this you can form a lot of structures, like you can form H2SO4 also, let's talk about H2. 2H2. Sulfur we don't have. H2CO3 also we can make. This is C. Okay, wait a minute. 2 hydrogens. H2, C, O, O, and O. H2. Right? H2CO3. I think that must not be there. That's why they are not making this. Chalo, no issues. Right? We can also make ClO, ClO2, right? Okay. Or we can make Cl2. It's not becoming. That means this molecule is not possible. Let's talk about this thing. I'm just adding, I'm just trying to make some new molecule here, right? Here add H, right? H also not possible. Okay, HCl, HCl. Okay, HCl is having this kind of structure, right? So that's how you will learn about multiple structures when we will study chemical bonding, right? When we will study chemical bonding, you will learn that how these structures are formed. So let's firstly talk about the number of protons present in CO. So this is a very important point, right? So now this also is there in like some basic concepts of chemistry. You have these kind of questions. Number of protons present in CO. See carbon and here you have oxygen, right? We know that for carbon, like if nothing is written, they are talking about neutrons are 6, protons are also 6, electrons are also 6. That is carbon, that is 612. Oxygen is 816, right? So here number of neutrons will be 16 minus 8, that is 8. Protons is 8 because it's a neutral atom, it is 8. So they are talking about protons present in CO. In CO, the protons present are 6 plus 8, that is 14. Okay, that is 14. So answer is going to be 14 is the number of protons present in CO. Okay, that's how you can calculate the electrons. You can also calculate the neutrons present here, right? Now let us talk about the ions, right? So ions are when you add the electron and when you take out the electron, that is called an ion, right? Now there are two types of ions possible. One is cation. Cation is when you are taking out the electron. So this is the atom, right? This is the nucleus and these are the electrons that are revolving around it. Now you're taking out the electron, that is called cation because you're taking out the electron. So what will happen? Earlier, for example, you had 25 electron, 25 proton, that's why it was neutral. So now you have taken out the electron. So now it is 24 electron and proton is more. This is proton, this is electron. That means the positive charge is more. That is why this cation is positively charged ion. Okay, that's why this cation is positively charged ion. If you talk about anion is when you add the electron in the atom. Let's say you have 25 electrons and 25 protons. Now, when you add the electron, this becomes 26, right? Now, the negative charge is more dominating. That's why an anion is negatively charged in nature, right? That is the reason an anion is negatively charged in nature. Let's see. Okay, understood what is cation, what is anion, right? After the class, ma'am, yes, I'll definitely share the PDF on the Telegram channel as well, and even on in the description and the comments of this video, right? I'll share the PDF, right? Okay. Now, how many protons and neutrons and electrons are present in O2 negative? Now, students, if you talk about how many neutrons, electrons, protons are available in this. So oxygen, we know that oxygen is O8. Oxygen is atomic number is 8, right? This is 60. That, ma'am, I don't know this right now. Don't worry, you will get to know this when you start studying class 11. This will be on your tips. It's not at all a very big deal. That will be on your tips, right? So this is, we know that protons are 8, right? Electrons are also 8 here, right? Neutrons are also 8 here. But when I am saying that you add 2 electrons here, right, then it will become O2 negative. That means now protons will remain the same, neutrons will remain the same, but electrons will be more, right? So that's why number of protons, electrons and neutrons in O2 negative are as below, right? 8 protons you have, 10 electrons you have, neutrons are also 8 here, right? Okay, everybody, right? So that is, this is all about monovalent, right? This extra knowledge I have given you here. This whole table is just a visualization that what you are going to study. Ma'am, do I have to learn this in today's class? No, right? I am not even teaching you this today, right? So I'll teach you this when it is needed. We will talk about valency means how many electron it wants to lose and how many electron it wants to gain. That is called the valency. The number of electrons lost or gained is called the valency, right? Like ammonium, +1 valency. This has +1, +1, +1, +1. All of them has +1 valency. That means they are going to lose 1 electron, right? That means they are going to lose 1 electron, right? If you talk about all of them has +2 valency, that means they will lose 2 electrons. They are bound to lose 2 electrons. So this you will see very frequently when you will start studying chemistry, the reactions. That will be in your head only. You don't have to cram this also. When you start studying chemistry on daily basis, that you will see on daily basis. That's why you don't have to remember this as such, right? That will be like when you see something daily, it is in your head, right? You don't have to do extra efforts to learn it. All of these are in +3 valency. That means you lose 3 electrons. All these are in +4 valency. That means you lose 4 electrons to make these cations. Okay. Now, one question from the periodic table. Anions are formed due to gain of electron by metals, non-metals, noble gases, or none of these. See, if you talk about a periodic table, I'll just show you the periodic table also before doing that question. You will see how chemistry is interlinked, right? You have to, study a lot of chapters to understand the linkage of chemistry. So this is periodic table, right? Now, right now, this periodic table, this is the chapter, I think, number 3 in chapter number 3 in NCERT of class 11. I'm not sure if it is chapter 4 or 2, right? But that is called periodicity classification of elements, right? There we will talk about, that will form the base of one thing called block chemistry. Block chemistry is DNF block, P block, so that will form the base of it. And right now it might be very scary for you, but don't worry, I'll teach you all of this. You will remember all of this, that how to remember by the help of mnemonics, right? These all things that are mentioned here, right? Don't worry about that. Now, the last column here, this is called noble gases. Just remember, this is noble gases. What are noble gases? Noble gases don't want to gain or lose any electron. They are like saints, right? They are like, we don't want to, they are noble people, right? They don't want to gain any electron, they want to lose any electron, they don't want to interact only, they are isolated, inert species, right? And if you talk about this area here, this thing is called S block, okay? S block used to be in the syllabus of NEET, but right now it is not. Official confirmation has not come. But from last few years, it is not there in NEET exam. So I don't think so they will add this, right? And this is D and F block, from where a lot of questions are asked. This is D block, okay? This is D block. This is called P block. And noble gases are also a part of P block, right? And this is called F block. And this is called F block. This D and F block, we have a full proper chapter in class 12. And this P block we have, it is divided into 2 parts, class 11. In some, like some groups you will study in class 11, some you will study in class 12. But don't worry, we will study that in detail. In S block also we will study, that much is needed, we will study that in periodic classification only, right? Now, if you talk about this thing, these are called noble gases, these are metals, right? And this P block has a combination of metal, non-metal and metalloid, right? You have studied metals, non-metals in class 10th, है ना? You have studied that there, right? So non-metals, metals. So what happens when you go on this side? When you go on this side, this is called, when you go on this side, when you're moving like this, that is called along the period. Because this 1, this 2, this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these are called the periods, right? And down when you're going, these are called the groups. And this F block is not an extra period. That is, it's like, have you seen that burger? Burger, have you seen? Tikki in that burger is F block, right? It means the F block is the part of this particular thing only. If you see this, after this element, you have this line. After this element, you have this line. It's like you have one burger, you cut it into half and you place tikki into it. Now, tikki was not the part, but we can also take out the tikki. So what they have taken out the tikki, right? You are eating tikki side by side, you are also eating burger side by side, right? You are not combining it and eating it, right? So this is not extra period. Periods are this much only and these are the groups, right? So that's why this is called noble gases group. And what else you need to know? Yes, these are metals. And metals, if you understand, metals are electropositive. Metals don't want to gain something. They are like, I'm done. I don't want to gain anything. There is a proper explanation why metals don't gain electrons, why non-metals gains electrons. We will study all of this in periodic classification. Right now, you can just answer it. Anion means gain of electron will be there in case of non-metals, right? Noble gases don't want to gain. Metals, they want to lose, right? Non-metals, they want to gain. Noble gases don't want to do anything, right? So, next is, in which group of modern periodic table halogens are placed? Now, this is also, I'm giving you general introduction here. If you talk about halogens, right? So, what we will study in periodic classification, we will study that this group is called halogen. This group is called halogen, right? And you know what? Without inorganic chemistry, you can't study organic chemistry, because halogen with carbon and hydrogen will form haloalkenes, haloarenes. You will see that chapter name in organic chemistry. You will see that now in organic chemistry, there is a chapter called haloalkenes. Halo means halogen. These are the halogen: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Very, very famous, right? Now, so you can see halogens are placed in group number 17, right? How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? 18th group number is of noble gases, right? Okay, yes. Next, which of the following, this though is high level, I'll just delete this. By mistake, it is here, right? That don't worry, that questions we will do, right? When it is required, we will do that. Now, chemical bonding. Chemical bond is the formation of atoms, right? So, chemical bond, I told you, atoms are combining. They are like, okay, we will form some bond and then we will get converted to a molecule. So, formation of a chemical bond between two atoms or molecules and ions leading to the formation of a chemical compound, that is called chemical bond. So, there are basically 3 kinds of chemical bonds, right, that we will discuss. There are also other kinds, but in general, you have 3 kinds. One is ionic bond. In ionic bond, what you will do? In ionic bond, you can see that simple thing. You bought pizza and you bought burger, right? You bought pizza and you bought burger also. Your friend has nothing. Your friend is like, totally, I have nothing to eat, bro, right? You'll be like, okay, I'll give my burger to you. I'll eat pizza. That is ionic bond. When you transfer, you are not sharing. Sharing is still okay. transferring something. You are giving up your burger. You're like, okay, take my burger. I'm fine. I'll eat only pizza because your friend has nothing, right? That is called ionic bond. And ionic bond is formed between electrons are shared between metals and non-metals. You can see metals and non-metals, right? For example, you have a cation and you have a anion. Now, cation means I don't have any electron, bro. I have less electrons. Anions is like I have extra electrons, so they will share this anion will transfer the electron, right? And they will become there will be ionic bond there, right? Okay, and that will lead to the formation of ionic bond, right? Don't worry, we will study about this ionic bond more in detail in chemical bonding, right? For now, what you can remember that in this case you have transfer of electron. You have transfer of electron. You are giving up your electron, right? That is called ionic bond. Arre. Achha, I have taught you ionic bond in the slide of covalent bond. Is it? Oh, chalo. I'll just note this here, right? Yes, that's why that was written in non-metals only, right? Transfer of electron from metals and non-metals, right? So there is transfer of electron. Remember that there is transfer of electron in ionic bond, right? When you give something, you are not expecting them to share that thing. You are not like, okay, I'll eat half burger, you eat half burger. You are like, okay, take my burger, right? You are not expecting anything from them. That is ionic bond. Covalent bond is sharing, right? I have burger, I have pizza. Me, I have pizza, you have burger. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll give you half of my pizza, you give me half of your burger. That is called sharing, right? So in covalent bond, you have sharing of electrons, right? So here electrons are shared, right? Electrons are shared. That is why you will see this kind of thing. When you have a covalent bond, two electrons are shared, right? That is called a covalent bond. Then the third category is coordinate bond. In coordinate bond, what you have? Third category is coordinate bond. In coordinate bond, what you have? So in coordinate bond, what you have? You are like, your friend is like, I don't have anything. You're like, okay. And but what you have pizza, you have burger, right? In ionic bond, you are giving your burger. You are like, okay, take my burger, I'll not eat burger. But here, you are also very smart. You are like, okay, I'll give you one slice of my pizza. I'll share this with you. Pizza also. I'll share burger with you. I'll not give up on my pizza or burger, right? So in this case, what happens? For example, this atom A and this is atom B. This atom A has two electrons. It will give these two electrons to B. That means they are sharing the electrons. See, I'll give you the simple thing here, right? Simple thing. So basically what you have here is, you have A, you have B, you have A, you have B, you have A, you have B, right? So in the covalent bond, or you can say in the ionic bond, it had two electrons, it had no electrons, it is going to give two electrons, or you can say it is going to give one electron, it will accept one electron, it will lose one electron, right? It will lose one electron, it will accept one electron. They are not sharing that electron. That one electron it has donated. This atom does not have access to that electron. This atom has donated its electron. There is complete transfer of electron. That is called ionic bond, where you have the complete transfer, right? Okay, ma'am. Now covalent. Covalent is, you have one electron, this also has one electron. You make a bond, you share that. You have that, you make a bond here, you make a bond here, and you are sharing those two electrons. One electron with this atom, one electron is of this atom, and now that is sharing, right? You have one common space where you are sharing those two electrons. That is called covalent, right? And what is coordinate? You have two electrons. Okay, let's say you have two electrons. It has nothing. You are giving those two electrons, but you are not transferring it. You are sharing those two electrons, right? In this case, you are sharing those two electrons. You are the only one who is sharing, but you are sharing, you are not transferring. That is called coordinate bond. Coordinate bond. Okay, understood? So that is the base of chemistry. You should understand what is ionic, covalent, coordinate. Is that clear? Right? Okay. Yes. Which of the following occurs during the formation of a coordinate bond? Coordinate bond, there is electron donation, right? You are complete electron sharing, better word will be electron donation. So I would rather write it electron donation, right? You are not transferring that electron. You are not completely transferring. You are sharing, you're donating, but you're also taking that electron, sharing it with yourself also. So that will be, better word will be electron donation. It will be equal transfer, equal electron transfer between bonded atom, no. Right? So answer will be electron donation. Right? Okay. That is not needed. That I have already told you. Right? Now, students, something that you have studied in class 9th, I think in class 10th, right? Acid and bases. Now, acid and bases will be very useful in ionic equilibrium, right? We feel that, okay, ma'am, this is such a simple concept. Will that be useful for us? Yes. That is useful in ionic equilibrium for you, right? In chemical equilibrium, ionic equilibrium, you will see that in physical chemistry. So acid is something which donates, which gives H positive. And you know what? In the starting part of ionic equilibrium, you will study different definitions of acid and different definitions of bases, right? So that we will study. So all these vinegar, lemon juice, battery acid, soda, all these are acids that you have in your house. And what is the base? A substance that give OH negative in the aqueous solution, that is the base, right? Baking soda, soap, borax, ammonia, all these are the bases, right? And what is the pH scale? pH scale is, this is the pH scale. So when 0 to 14 it is usually, and you know, you will study about pH in ionic equilibrium, like full ionic equilibrium is about pH. It's all about pH, pH of acid, bases, and students are literally very scared of it. But don't worry, like if you study from me, you will find it very easy, right? So this is like you have 0 pH. We know that 7 is neutral. Before this, all are acids. After this, all are bases, right? So you can see this here, like this diagram is from NCERT only, right? 6, milk, right? Coffee is also acidic. Tomato is also acidic. Vinegar is also acidic. Lemon, stomach acid, battery, all are acids. Blood is a buffer solution, but it is slightly on the basic side. Baking soda, stomach tablets to pacify the acidity, right? Ammonium solution, soap, bleach, drain cleanser, cleansers that we use in our house, all are bases that has pH value more than 14. If your pH value is lies here, it is a strong base. If it lies here, it is a strong acid, right? Okay, so that is about acid and bases. Now, acid and bases you will study in detail in chemical equilibrium, ionic equilibrium mostly, and some part in electrochemistry also, that is in class 12. In class 11, that will be more towards ionic equilibrium. Now, one student asked me, ma'am, what is organic chemistry? Organic chemistry is all about the study of carbon. You know, carbon forms a lot of organic compounds. See, this is chemists. Chemists are like every known element is carbon, right? Organic chemists, carbon, carbon, carbon. I am made up of carbon. Everything is made up of carbon. Like most of the things, not everything, most of the things around us are made up of carbons, right? Usually, like scientists used to think that this organic chemistry, like how organic, can you say organic means naturally occurring. So scientists used to think that all these compounds are naturally occurring, right? And we can't make this in the lab. They used to think that there is some vital force, that means there is some, like, you know, magic happening, and these atoms, these molecules are being created, right? But in reality, after that, Wohler is a scientist. You must have studied this Wohler in carbon and its compounds in class 10th, right? So carbon and its compound is just an introduction of organic chemistry, right? So Wohler created this compound in the lab, not created, I would say, he manufactured this compound in the lab, discovered this compound in the lab. Naturally, it was there. Urea, we know that it is there. But how to manufacture this in the lab? He manufactured the urea in, that is organic compound, from some inorganic compound, right? So that's how we got to know that organic compounds, we can also generate them in the lab, right? And what we observe that organic compounds are made up of carbons. Carbon is there. Carbon with some other elements. Carbon will always be there and hydrogen also will be there, right? With some other atoms. With some other atoms, that is called organic compounds. Now, why this has a different branch? Ma'am, why we have so many chapters in class 12th and class 11th of organic chemistry? Reason is because two properties we have. One is catenation. You must have studied this in class 10. That is self-linking property. Carbon is like, I am carbon, you are also carbon, okay, join me. You are also carbon, join me. You are also carbon, join me. Then those carbon are like, this carbon is like, okay, you are also carbon, join this carbon. This carbon is like, you are also carbon, join this carbon. So they have this self-linking property. Carbon joins with itself, and that is why unlimited structures of and very long structures of carbon compounds are there. That's why we have a different chemistry, that is organic chemistry. We have given it a different branch only, right? The second thing is it has 4 valencies. Tetravalency it is. That means 4 atoms can be linked to carbon. So 1 carbon atom linked to 4 carbon atom, right? Further linked to 4 carbon atom, it's an unlimited chain. To stop it, you have to have some hydrogen or some other element like halogen over here, right? Other elements, see, hydrogen, mostly it will be there. It will be there in organic compound, carbon and hydrogens. There will be extra atoms also like oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, right? Halogen. And that's how you have different organic compounds. You divide it into alcohols, esters, amides, amines, then aldehydes, ketones. I know you have studied little bit of this in 10th. Now the word that you have studied, we will have a proper chapter based on this, right, in your class 12. But I would definitely advise you guys to do your class 12. You can see this in class 11th, you have GOC, like general organic chemistry, and this forms the base of organic chemistry. If this is not clear, then NEET level questions you can't answer. Board level questions you can, but NEET level you can't answer, right? Then you have starting hydrocarbons here, right? Reactions, hydrocarbons, which has only carbon and hydrogen, right? Environmental chemistry is not there, right? Wait a minute. I think this is by mistake, right? I'll just, this is by mistake. It is not there. Polymers is right now, it is not in your syllabus, right? But what if they, I don't think so they will add, right? So be chill about it, right? Now you have haloalkanes, alcohol, aldehyde, amines, biomolecules. All these are organic chemistry, right? So that you, like, you will study in organic chemistry in detail, right? Okay, students. So that was all about it. And here you have, you can, if you want to talk to me, you have any query, then you can talk to me on chemcatalyst_Diksha. That is my Instagram handle. And student, this is my Telegram channel. And ma'am, where I will get the PDFs and all the things, that is on our official NEET English channel. That is Vedantu NEET English. You can scan the QR code here and you can get to land to the Telegram page and subscribe to this channel and this channel, so that you can get, here you will get my classes, right? The link of my classes, and here overall NEET classes, physics, chemistry, bio, and all the important information related to NEET will be there on this channel, right? Okay, students, so that's all about today. And don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your juniors, right, if you're preparing for NEET 2026, and also share this with the students of class 10th who have the aspiration of becoming a doctor, right? That will be very beneficial for them. And students, if you're looking for, and here, right, teacher, when students don't interact with the students, right, with the teacher, right, when you don't comment down, you don't, like, write down anything, I feel very sad. So I want you guys to interact in the comment section, right? Okay, yes. Now let us see this here. Very good question, Kishore. CO2 is organic. Yes. So that's a very good question. We will study about that, that there are some organic compounds which do not have hydrogen, right? So we'll talk about that in when we will start organic chemistry. We will talk about that. Don't worry, right? So you can see this here, students. Here you will see. Firstly, don't forget to hit the like button on this channel, on this video, right? And in the description box, you will see for NEET 2027 aspirants, right? We have our offline courses, right? I'll just click on here, right? We have our offline courses here, right? That is loading. By the time it is loading. So students, for NEET 2027 aspirants, we have two major things. One is NEET Pro batch, one is NEET offline batches. So for NEET offline batches, you can always contact to the nearest Vedantu center, right? So in that Vedantu center, I'll have to, I think, click on this. So I'll tell you. Yes. So these are the offline centers you can see. Hyderabad, you have Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Delhi, Punjab. So these are the respective offline centers you can see in the description box, right? Just click on the link there, right? Go, and if you don't want to visit at this point, maybe because of some personal reasons, you can just give a call to the team and just tell that, okay, I'm a student of Vedantu NEET English, right? I'm a student of Diksha Ma'am and I want to get a query of regarding NEET 2027, right? So they will elaborate everything that we have for you, right? The prices, the discount that we have for you, right? And if you're like, ma'am, there is no nearby center, right? In my vicinity, I don't have any center of Vedantu. Ma'am, I am living in a very small town. I can understand. I am also from a very small town. So I didn't have any institute like 2-3 hours away from my home. So that's why I can understand your pain. And for that, we have Vedantu Pro course. Now, Vedantu Pro course is an online course, right? But in this course, it's not like that, for example, you want to get the feeling of online, but you also want to interact with the teacher, like this is the camera, this is you, this is me, and we are talking to each other. I can see you, you can see me as well, right? Usually in other courses, what happens, we have like if you talk about in the prime batches, what happens is I can't see you, right? But in pro batches, I can see you, right? I can talk to you also. You can ask me, you can unmute yourself, right? And you can ask your doubts in between the class. So that is an experience of offline only if you're staying very away from the offline centers. In this case, we provide you definitely all the live classes. Everything will be like just like offline centers you have. You will have modules. Plus, the important thing is that you have 20,000 off at this point that is going on the pro courses. So I would advise you go through that. In the pro courses, you will see the link is in the description, right? You can also call on our any of the center right nearby you and talk to them about you. And you know what is the important thing here, that one dedicated mentor will be provided to you who is only there to tell you that what should be your strategy, all the things that you waste your time on, how to manage time, this and that, doubts, everything will be one dedicated mentor will be dedicated to you in the pro batch, right? So that is the really interesting part. If you're staying away and you want to have that dedicated coaching, right, at the comfort of your home, then pro batches for you, right? For all the NEET 2027 aspirants, this is a very crucial time to start your preparation because NEET level is increasing day by day, and you have seen in NEET 2025 what happened, and the level is definitely not going to decrease, it is going to increase only, right? So be prepared for, get your mind prepared for that competitiveness. And we all know that 23-24 lakh students participate in NEET. Yes, even if I talk about only 30-40% are, let's say, ma'am, only 7-8 lakh students, and that's a very low value. Only, let's say, ma'am, 7 or 8 lakh students are serious. Even out of that 7 or 8 lakh students, you have only 1 lakh seats. Plus minus, they can increase. But out of that 1 lakh seats also, you only have few seats which are government seats. And in private, we all know that there is lakh, like crores, some you have like 20 lakh is only for 1 year, 20, 25, 30 lakh is only for 1 year in some private medical colleges. So you need to land yourself in a government medical college. For that, you only have very few seats. And for those few seats, you really need to be very well prepared for NEET 2027. And for that, you definitely need a guidance. You need a mentor. And that's why we have these batches for you. So according to you, what you want, you can like finalize what you want to do right now. And you can choose and get your weapons and be ready for the war, right? Okay, so that's it. So I want all of you to write it down in the comment section. Hashtag, are you a new student or you are an old student, right? And are you in class 11th or you are in class 12th or you are a dropper, right? I don't believe that dropper will watch this, but still, if you love Diksha ma'am and you're watching this, write it down that yes, ma'am, just for revision, I was here and I loved it. And for 12th also, if for revision you were here, you can just write it down in the comment section. And those students who are new, right, on this channel, then do subscribe to this channel and do write it down your introduction in the comment section and write down doctor in front of your name and the reason for you being a doctor. Let's see who will write doctor in front of their name and the reason why you want to be a doctor. Yes? Okay. Okay then. Start class. Yes, definitely students, that will be started. Don't worry. Right? Chapter wise, that will be done. Yes? Okay. Okay then students. Bye-bye. Take care. See you all in the next classes. But for that, I want you guys to write it down. Doctor in front of your name, your actual name. Right? And the reason why you want to be and what exactly you are doing right now. Are you in the dummy admissions or you are school going 11th class, you're a 12th class school going or you're a dropper? I want to see that in the comment section. Okay.